Hello everyone, welcome back. Please comment, rate, subscribe, folks. Comment, rate, subscribe, like the videos. Also share the videos. I want to thank everyone that does like, watch, and share my videos. You folks are the absolute best. Listen, folks, there's a link to you down below. Has the links to all of my social media platforms. Please go down there. Follow me across all my social media platforms and talk to me because I talk back. Also down there as well as links to all of my YouTube pages. Please go down there, subscribe to all my YouTube pages, and turn on your notifications so when I post content, you folks will be in the know. Listen, folks, Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, we'll be talking Jets. We'll be talking about the game. We'll be talking about the roster. We'll be discussing it all. Call in. I take live callers. I love going back and forth with you folks about this football team. So with that said and done and put to the side, I've come to talk to you folks today about the New York Jets taking a tough loss to the Buffalo Bills. Tough loss. 20-12. It was so tough. We were right there, okay? Now, mind you, this is a Buffalo Bills team that is a Super Bowl contender, all right? People talking about them being a Super Bowl favorite. We can play with these guys. But there was just some bad decisions, okay, in this game. There was some plays that I wish we had back, and those things just costed us in this football game. We also lost some guys to injury as well. So let's get into it. To start the game, it was really a punting battle, okay? I mean, these teams were going back and forth. The Jets defense or Jets offense really couldn't get anything going, but the Jets defense was playing well. Now, keep in mind, the Jets offense was getting pinned back because the Bills punters, that special teams was handling business. They were pinning us within the 1-2 yard line on their first couple punts, right? So it was already tough enough for the New York Jets. But our defense was holding its own. Our defense was getting stop after stop after stop. I mean, it was windy. It was rainy out there. You could see it. The elements was rolling. But this defense was playing to the wall early, especially. You saw, the Jets defense again get sacks on the day. They had 3 sacks on the day. Quinnen Williams had 2 of them. We'll talk a bit about him more later as well. The front was getting to Josh Allen, and they were getting pressure. You also saw Sauce have a pass breakup against Brown, too. And if he didn't do that, that would have been a touchdown. But he was able to break the pass up, which was beautiful. He continues to show his progression as a corner here with the New York Jets. But, as we continued on and tried to figure out and find drives, especially early, it was really rough for us. Now, we lost Corey Davis early in the game in the first quarter. He actually left the game with a concussion. We were all excited to have him back. And now we got to see what happens with him going forward because he's in the concussion protocol now. He only had 1 catch for 15 yards. He went up, got a ball from Mike White, came down, actually got kicked in the back of the head by a Bills defender. And so that actually took him out of the game there. So he was already gone in the first quarter after having that 1 catch. So then the Jets offense was just trying to find their way, and they got a drive going in the second quarter. Now, keep in mind, we also lost Quinnen Williams as well with a non-contact football injury we thought was an ACL injury, but it actually turned out to be a calf injury. Whew, thank goodness. Okay, so he's actually day-to-day with that calf injury at this point. He could end up playing in this next upcoming game that we have. We will see. But thank goodness it's not an ACL injury. So in the second quarter, the Jets offense was trying to get a drive rolling. 1st and 10, Mike White comes out, hits Elijah Moore for 24 yards, and he just gets drilled by a Bills defender. Goes down, you can see, there's some pain, and he ends up leaving the game, all right? Man, that sucked to see. This offensive line was letting up pressure left and right. We saw Mike White get sacked 3 times. He had a lot of pressure in his face on the day, and this offensive line has got to get it together. It's got to get it together. And again, the legend of Mike White in this game was built, and I'll continue on because this drive was huge, but man, you can see why guys rally around him. Now, Joe Flacco came into the game after Mike White got hit, and you could see that Joe Flacco is just, dude, he's so old and stiff. Like, come on, man. Like, this guy, I don't know. Flacco, you could clearly see his time's coming to an end here. He's going to be retiring soon because he came out, really did nothing. Mike White checks himself back into the game on 3rd and 10. The onions on this man. The onions, okay? Mike White has some onions, all right? Because you could clearly see that he was hurting. But he checked himself back in because he is the New York Jets starting quarterback. And he was not going to let his guys down. And Dwayne Brown talked about him after the game when they asked him, and he said, listen, that guy's a dog. You can see why guys rally around him, man. You see why. This guy could have checked out and said, look, I'm getting out of here. My ribs is hurting. No, he went back out there, checked himself back into the game, and got things rolling. Now, Mike White checks in. It's 3rd and 10. He hits Garrett Wilson for a 12-yard ball. Actually continues the Jets drive for a first down. Now, keep in mind, Garrett Wilson actually broke the New York Jets rookie receiving yard record for the season. Okay, now this record was previously held by Keyshawn Johnson for 26 years. Keyshawn Johnson had the record, 844 yards. Garrett Wilson already has 868 yards and 4 touchdowns on the season already. So kudos to him. He also has 6 catches for 68 yards on the day. Mike White comes back out on, drives keep rolling. He comes back out on 2nd and 12, gets hit by a Bills defender, fumbles. And you can see that the pain in the ribs is there. You can see it, that he's writhing in pain. The Jets end up punting. The Bills get the ball back, 3 minutes and some change left in, the second quarter, right before the half. And Josh Allen is trying to work his way down the field. 3rd and 6, he ends up scrambling for 5 yards. Now it's 4th and 1. The Bills come out in an obvious situation where they're just trying to bait us off sides. It's clear as day to everybody. Me, you, everybody in the stadium knew that the Bills were not going to snap that football. They weren't. It's 4th and 1. They're more than likely going to punt. It's absolutely going to happen. They're just trying to bait us off sides. They put a guy in motion. He comes under the center. And what do you think? What do you know? C.J. Mosley comes flying over the line of scrimmage. Flags galore. Encroachment on C.J. Mosley, a veteran New York Jets linebacker. A veteran. We talked about this. This happened, and this has been happening for quite a bit. Costly penalties in crunch times, all right? In clutch times when the Jets need it the most. We've seen these costly penalties help extend the opposing team's drives, and that's exactly what happened. That helped the Bills get the first down, extended their drive, and eventually in that drive, Josh Allen found Knox, his tight end, for a 24-yard touchdown. That put the Bills up 7-0 right before the half, and that hurt us a lot because, again, it was a defensive kind of juggernaut battle, and we were really trying to scramble to find our footing offensively. We go into the half, we come out of the half, and the Jets are able to put a drive together. Seeing Mike White spread the ball around. He hit Garrett Wilson on 3rd and 12 for 13 yards, got us the first down. Garrett Wilson steps out of bounds. He's clearly out of bounds. He gets smacked by a Bills defender. No call, no flag. You know what's crazy about this? Garrett Wilson came out after the game and talked about how he hasn't gotten any calls this season. And if you watch the Vikings game as well, he wasn't getting no pass interference calls. Guys are grabbing the back of his jersey. They're grabbing his jersey. They're grabbing his arm. They're trying to keep him running away from them. He gets nothing. No pass interference calls, nothing, right? And it's crazy. He literally said that in the Patriots game, which there was a lot of flags that should have went his way as well, the refs looked at him after he said, hey, where's my call? And they told him, this is not Ohio State anymore. He didn't remember the ref's officiating number, but he said that happened in a game against the Patriots. It is wild how the New York Jets how the ref handled the New York Jets. It's insane. But the drive continued. We also saw Mike White found Berrios for a 25-yard gain. Bam Knight actually ended the drive with a touchdown run for 13 yards, which made the game 7-7. Bam Knight, 17 carries, 71 yards, and a touchdown. The New York Jets struggled to run the ball on the day. Again, I think we had like 76-yard rushing. Michael Carter only had 5 yards rushing. We'll talk about him in just a second, sadly. But that was we were able to punch it in, get it in, so it's 7-7. Bills get the ball back. They're actually able to get themselves in the end zone as well, which is aided by Michael Carter II with a pass interference call, which helped them extend their drives as well. We saw Josh Allen run the football in for 5 yards for a touchdown. Josh Allen really wasn't that dope for the day, okay? He really wasn't crazy. He didn't really do anything too crazy. The Bills' offense was really, shut down by our defense. They just were able to find ways, man. And again, we made a lot of critical mistakes. Josh Allen, 16 of 27 on the day throwing the football. He only had 147 yards. He had a rushing TD, and he ran for 47 yards. That was it. It wasn't like he went off on us. We even held Diggs to under 40 yards and Gabe Davis, too. Neither one of them had over 40 yards. So it's 7-14 Bills, and Mike White comes out, 1st and 10, drops back, and just gets destroyed by Milano. Destroyed by Milano, okay? That's the Bills linebacker. Just literally runs through Mike White, takes him out. His ribs are gone. And you can clearly see that he is on the ground rolling around in pain, okay? Fant also gets hurt on this drive too, so we end up losing him. So there's Corey Davis, Quinnen Williams, Fant. At that point, Mike White looks like he's going to be done as well again after coming back from getting smacked before. Flacco checks into the game and immediately gets sacked and fumbles. So it's back to the Bills. The Bills ended up kicking a field goal. That put them up 17-7. They get the ball back again after a Jets punt. They hit another field goal, put them up 20-7. So now we're like, come on, we got to get something rolling, okay? Bills, again, get the ball back offensively. Jets defense is able to get a stop. And Jermaine Johnson actually blocks a punt from the Bills for a safety. Goes out the back of the end zone, 9-20. So now we're on the board. We say, okay, if we can get something rolling, get a score, we're going to be in good spirits. We're going to be in good spot. We hand the ball off to Michael Carter on 2nd and 2. He fumbles. Goes right back to the Bills. Michael Carter, 5 carries, 5 yards, 3 catches, 15 yards. He stunk on the day. Mind you, Mike White had checked himself back into the game as well for that drive. So Mike White, just the legend, just keeps growing, right? So now we're down 9-20. The Jets are trying to find their way again with the ball offensively, trying to get things rolling. And we end up getting down to the Bills 9, and we kick a field goal. Now, this is where a lot of people were upset, felt like we should have went for it. Mike LaFleur and his calls, it was 3rd and 1, and instead of running the football, we went back and we went into shotgun. And I'm just looking around like, what is going on? Tried to drop back, get the ball to Barrios on 3rd and 1, and it was incomplete. So instead of going for it again, on 4th and 1, we end up kicking a field goal. There's a lot of Jets fans that were upset about that. I can kind of understand what Sulla was doing there. If we drive down, we get a score. You know, clock's ticking. If we drive down, get a score on the next drive, we do a 2-point conversion, we in business. But whatever. We kick a field goal, so now the score is 12-20. 12-20. And we're trying to find a way here. Bills get the ball back. Mosley makes 2 unbelievable stops. After that bonehead encroachment penalty, he gets a big stop, makes 2 plays back-to-back. He broke up a pass that Josh Allen was trying to get to Knox, and then he tackled Josh Allen, stopping him for a 1-yard gain, the Bills punt. It's 12-20. We got 45 seconds left, and we couldn't get anything rolling. 4 straight incomplete passes from the Jets offense. Close it out. Jets lose to the Bills 12-20. It was crazy. It was crazy. This was a tough game. It was a slobber knocker. I felt like we were in it. I feel like we can play with these. We can beat these guys. You know, we've seen it. We beat them this season already. But there's some things the Jets got to clean up. From offensive play calling has got to be cleaned up. From some of the decision making we're seeing as well. From the critical penalties, C.J. Mosley, Michael Carter, the other Michael Carter fumbling. The offensive line protection has got to be way better. We've got to clean this stuff up. So comment down below. Let me know what you folks think. How are you folks feeling about this loss? What are your thoughts about this situation with the Jets? How are you feeling about Mike White? Let me know. What are your thoughts about Joe Flacco? How do you feel about our defense? Comment down below. Let's go back and forth. You folks have a good one. Peace.